Boulder Beach for an afternoon cold dip. Whee! It doesn't feel so cold these days, and surprisingly, after probably doing like almost 18 minutes in the river, I am not even that cold. Like usually I'm like pretty damn cold and shivering and shaking, but I can totally tell the temperature difference and change. Oh, there's a whole bunch of turkey out there in the pasture. Wish you could see. I was gonna turn my phone around for you, but they're kind of concealed a little bit, so I can see them. Yay! I love seeing the wildlife. I love seeing the turkeys and the deer, whatever else is out there in that pasture from time to time. I haven't seen any bears or anything, but if I did, that would be like winning the damn lottery. Anywho, I feel really, really good. I am super excited. It makes me so grateful. From 34, which was the coldest this year that I have recorded. Excuse me, I'm sure there were some days where it was colder, but I didn't record those days, so for facts I can't say that it was colder than 34. Although I for sure felt like it was colder many times. But I was only able to snap a picture of it at 34, the coldest. Anyways, last year I did 32 out there. The river got down to 32 last year. So that's the coldest I've dipped in the water. Yeah, anyways. Whee, look at that. I don't know if you can, oh my gosh, look at the clouds reflecting off the river. Oh man, that's beautiful. To me, that's beautiful. It's not the sunny kind of weather that we usually like. But the clouds are still pretty epic out there reflecting off the river the way that they are. I think the temp out here today is 67, 67, excuse me. I have to double check, I can't remember. The water was 41. I did like almost 18 minutes, I want to say, because I did a little video, and I dunked when I got in, and I dunked when I got out. I mean, the water temperature going up to 41 makes it so much better, like so much more bearable. Like, yeah, I was shivering, shaking. I was a little nervous because I think the last time I was out there was Wednesday. I can't remember. So much that I'm always doing that I can't remember all the stuff that I do. That's why it benefits me to take these little videos and document with lots of pictures, because when you have children and in your life you're constantly doing many things, it's hard to remember all the things that a person does, at least for me anyways. And I'm not even the person who does the most. One of my other buddies I dip with, she is a mover and a shaker, and she gets shit done too, but she gets it really done. She like wakes up super early to go work out at the gym at like some ungodly hours. I think it is, man, 5:30 to be at the gym, that's like, whew, I don't think so. I mean, that sounds like a really dreamy thing to do, but not for me. I'm not about that life. She probably has to go to bed early. She probably doesn't require that much sleep. I don't think she does sleep a lot. I do need a lot of sleep because it will make me bitchy if I don't get a lot of sleep. And I don't like being bitchy. I don't like things that make me bitchy. So I do things to avoid being bitchy. And sometimes when I realize that I am being bitchy, I take my ass to the river to tune myself up, because the last thing that I want to deal with is a bitchy Nicole. Nope. I mean, you know, you have to recognize when your attitude needs to be adjusted, because who in your life do you know that can adjust your attitude? For me, it's the river. The river can tune me up real well. And then my kids, when they get sick, they tune me up too. Because it's like uber exhausting, and it's difficult seeing your kids stressed out and suffering. So, yeah, those are only a couple things that can tune a girl up like me. Yeah, what can you say? What can you do? Boop, boop, be-doo. Put your ass in the cold ass river. That's how I tune myself up. Boop. I'm in a really good mood right now. I'm very, very appreciative and grateful for that. Not that I was in a bad mood when I showed up, but I mean, sometimes, you know, my day was just getting started, because like I said, it was an afternoon dip, so my day was just getting started, and I wasn't fully awake. I had not snapped into a Slim Jim yet, but now I am fully awake, and I can say I snapped into a Slim Jim. It's just a little expression I like to say. I'm sure you've all seen the commercials, and who doesn't like a meat stick? Well, I'm not vegan, so, or vegetarian. I do like meat substance. I didn't say that correctly, but I'm shivering and shaking now. And this is how that works. Sometimes it might hit you, and I'm noticing that now, talking to you, that it has hit me after getting out of the river, after being in the car for a few minutes. How cold I really am has hit me. That is very interesting when that happens, because you would think immediately upon getting out of the river that you're going to experience how cold you are. But for me anyways, it tends to hit me after. It's like an after effect. So that's another reason why it's important to be careful on these little adventures and not spend too much time in. I mean, I think at a certain point you're just doing it for fun, or it does for me help relieve my sore achy muscles. So that's why I like to do the time and the distance. You've heard me say that in other videos. If you've watched my other videos, thank you so much. If you're new to my channel, I appreciate you watching this dip and drive home with me. If you're one of my regulars, thank you so much. It really means a lot to me that you spare your time in your life to watch me jibber-jaw on about whatever a girl like me jibber-jaws on and on about. We're stuck at this light forever, so we're just gonna make the best of it. Yo, person next to me is in a hurry, so they gotta go. Their light's green, so that's probably why. They're like, go, mofo, go. Most people would have no idea that there is a person in their swimming suit shivering and shaking. I have only my spa towel on. I say it's a spa towel because it velcros, and I have my spa towel wrapped around my body with my Victoria's Secret robe and then my Carhartt vest. Usually I have my coat on over all this gear, but I was running a wee bit behind today, and I don't like to make other people wait for me. And if I'm running late, I text my group and let them know, because today I was dipping with my group, just in case I didn't mention that. I was dipping with my group, and I was running a wee bit late, and so I didn't grab my coat because I was like, well, you'll be fine. And I'm fine, but I mean, I wouldn't complain about having it on either. You guys, the weather here this week has been off the charts gorgeous. Like a couple of days ago, I was like literally in a tennis skirt. It's a skirt because it has the shorts underneath it, but it's like I want to say like a mini skirt. And but it's nice because I was running, and because it has warmed up a lot, and it's still windy, but not like it, because it's warmer, it's not as cold, I would say, the past couple of days. Yesterday and today are on the chillier side, and for some reason we're being teased with a good time that we might get snow tomorrow, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed, because if it snows tomorrow, I'm definitely going out to dip in it, because that's always fun and exciting for my video adventures. And it's fun for you to see that I don't cherry pick the times, or I guess I can't sort of cherry pick the times, but the days, the weather wise, I'm not like, oh, it's raining, I can't go, or ooh, it's snowing, I can't go. No, it's like you have to go. You have to go, no matter what time of day it is, no matter how cold it is, no matter what the weather is, you just have to do it. And the more times you do things that you don't want to do, the more times you become aware of how capable you are. And it becomes harder and harder to have limiting beliefs once you see that you are truly capable of doing things that your mind is trying to fight and resist, or your body, excuse me, whichever it is. Because when I walk into the river, prior to walking into the river, my mind is trying to figure out if we can have a massive diarrhea explosion or vomiting so that I don't have to go, because there's only a couple things that are going to keep me from dipping. So my body has to figure out if they can cause a situation or self-sabotage so that I don't go. But at this point in time, my body knows that I have to be hella sick in order to not go, because man, that one time here recently when I went and I was hella sick, I still made myself go because of that 30-day dip. And man, let me just tell you, I'm still recovering from that sickness that I had. It has not been pleasant for me, but I still did it, and I made myself follow through. I mean, we may or may not do another 30-day dip before the cold dip season's over. What I mean by that, the cold dip season being over, is I'm not going to be able to utilize the river anymore, because it's already warming up so quickly. Like, I want to say last Sunday it was 39 degrees, and we're already in the 40s. And oh my goodness, what a difference from 34 to 41. And I could totally feel it. And I know what you're thinking, like, duh, of course you can totally tell the difference. But I can really tell the difference. It felt colder than 41 degrees today. So, I always wonder how accurate those little temperature readings are. That is off of the Spokane website for the river. I can't remember the exact name of it, but another member in my group put it as a reference, so that if we forget to bring usually there's a lady or two in my group who brings a thermometer gauge to test the water, but we also use the main temperature as a resource to gauge it. But the wind and the rain and stuff like that, I think it has to affect the temperature of the water. I'm not a scientist. Clearly we know this. I just wanted you to know that I know that I'm not a scientist or anything else for that matter. I'm just a crazy gal, most say, who likes to go out and live an adventurous life, because I'm not into boring. It's so funny to me when I say that, because some people are probably so offended because they're boring. Well, even if I just make myself laugh, I'm still winning. Ha ha ha. You probably think I'm boring too. That's fine. There are some people out there who do the most and would consider me boring, and that's fine. I can't please them all. I always try to say, I'm not chocolate, I can't please them all, but there's going to be somebody out there who doesn't like chocolate. There's going to be somebody out there who doesn't love the juiciest peach. There's going to be somebody, blah, blah, blah. You get it, okay? So, I'm just not trying to do the most to please everyone. I'm just doing the most to please myself the best that I can, and to better myself in your presence. You're my witness. I like to say that because I think it's super fun to have you on this adventure with me in my life, because who knows what's going to happen. I'm not going to be this young forever. Look at all these gray hairs. I do love them because they're fun to color with pink hair and stuff like that. Does that make me insecure? Does that make me, in your eyes, insecure because I dye my hair pink? I have literally been waiting for this for years, because then I don't have to pay to have my hairs bleached and I can dye them. So, I'm not trying to cover up my gray hairs. I do love them, and I love that I'm a silver fox. I make no qualms about that. I love being a silver fox. I love that I have made it this far in life, because some of my previous choices, questionable at best. And so the fact that we've made it as far as we have, woo woo, toot my own damn horn. Yes, 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 I will. And that brings me back to my point. Can't please them all, and I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to please myself and do the best I can in your presence. And with proof, because it's funny when people tell stories or tales of adventures that they've gone on, and you're like, oh, yeah, right, okay, good for you. But with me, I come with receipts. Most people are going to be able to remember me for being a runner and a cold dipper. I'm very grateful. Oh, I was mentioning earlier I had a lack of clothes on. Speaking of, it's because now the temperature is warmed up. I would like to appropriately dress for these activities, because after it started to warm up, I was not dressing appropriately. I had on way too many clothing. Too many clothes, and it was very difficult, and it affected my running. So, less clothes the better in more than one way. It's facts. The less clothes that you have on in cold dipping, the better. I am not opposed to skinny dipping. I think it's fun. But, I am usually dipping in a public beach with other people. So, not a lot of skinny dipping happens. But, I'm totally on board for when the opportunity presents itself. Woo! Fun times. We're home. Thank you for driving home with me 15 minutes later. Really appreciate you for giving me your time. It really means a lot to a girl like me, lady like me, whatever you want to call me. Woo, woo, woo. This is what cold dipping does to me. It really perks up my mood, makes me feel on top of the world, 1414. And I like to share that with people, because maybe some people are salty in their ways. Maybe they know some salty ass people. I don't know. Maybe you're salty. I used to be salty. Sometimes I can be salty. So that's why I take my ass down to the river, to get an attitude adjustment. Not only that, but to feel proud of myself that I do hard things and I follow through even when I don't want to. It makes me feel a certain type of way about myself. And if I have any kind of pain from running, my knees were kind of bothering me a little bit, because I did run 7 times last week. Oops, my bad. I shouldn't have run that much. I realize that, but sometimes we do these things. What can you say? What can you do? Just take your ass to the river and cold dip, and it helps a little bit. Helps a lot. Helps a little, helps a lot. You just don't know. You just have to do it. Even try taking a cold shower. You know what I have done in the summertime when I couldn't go down to the river is I would put on like some really booty shaking music, something that makes me woo, and I would rotisserie chicken style myself in the shower, meaning I would turn so that all my body was getting the full shower down on me, and it was not fun. It was not fun. I just wanted to stand there and not do that. But because I didn't want to short myself, I would rotisserie chicken myself around, and I would listen to a song that was between 3 and 4 minutes because it was really hard to do. Take a cold shower is really hard to do. I'd much rather go walking my ass into the river. Anywho, don't let that stop you. If you do not have a river close to you, you do not have a freezer, you do not have a cold dip tank, make no excuses. I used to fill up my bathtub with ice. I'd walk my ass to the convenience store, which is a few blocks down, and with 2 to 3 bags of ice, and I'd fill up my bathtub with cold water, and I would barely get it into the 50s with 3 bags of ice because the water warms up so quick, warms up so much that you have to use a lot of bags of ice. Even if you don't have that, just take a cold shower. Long story short, just take a cold shower. Just try it out. I mean, come on, what do you have to lose? You might actually feel really good about yourself. That is worth it. That is this whole point to this long ramble, is to do something that makes you feel good about yourself. Besides shopping, okay? Because clearly I love to go shopping, and that always makes me feel good. But sometimes it gets expensive, so we have to do other things like running and cold dipping. Things that make me feel really good about myself. And I just really, really want that for you in your day, in your week, in your month. That's all I'm asking, is for you to just do something nice for yourself. It doesn't require you to do something for anybody else but yourself. And try to be somewhat healthy about it. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, obviously cake and ice cream makes me happy too, or a bag of chips, or whatever it is, whatever your little sweet thing is or salty thing is. I love all that stuff too, but in moderation. That's kind of a temporary feeling of happiness. Give yourself something more than that. Anyways, I went on way longer than I meant to. I apologize. 17 minutes in, that's not what I was trying to give you. But you know what? We haven't really been given a lot of videos this week because we've been busy. So thank you for watching 18 minutes long videos, 20-minute long videos, whatever it is I bring to you. You mean the world to me. I hope you're having a wonderful day. To the next adventure. Love you. Bye.